Talk, shop, pop, movies.
Ahoy there, this is Derek, the Convicted Cinephile, and if you're a convicted cinephile yourself, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel down below. On my channel, I like to talk, shop, and pop open, that is, movies and physical media, and award season is here yet again. Today, I am finally going to do my first Golden Globe nominations predictions for the 2024 Golden Globe Awards. The nominations will be coming out on December 11th, so I was like, whoa, that's coming up quick. I better get on it. I already did my first Oscar predictions, and I think I threw the SAG Awards in there as well, which luckily, since then, the SAG strike has ended, so I will update those. But anyways, we will be doing the Golden Globe nominations today, and yes, I and many people like to make fun of the Golden Globes because you don't win them, you buy them, as we always say. and But they're still fun. It's still a precursor televised award that has an effect, at least, on potential Oscar nominations. It gets eyes onto things. That's the important thing the Golden Globes does. And this year they were adding 2 new categories. I didn't want to forget to talk about this, so I brought it up on my other monitor here. There is going to be a Golden Globe for Best Performance in a Stand-Up Comedy on Television, like a comedy special, which is cool. Like, that's an award that makes sense. I get that. There's Emmys for that category, so I'm okay with that addition. But the other one they're adding is a Golden Globe for Cinematic and Box Office Achievement, which is essentially the award the Oscars tried to make a few years ago, and all the people who actually give a shit about the Oscars, like myself, complained so hard that they canceled it entirely. But the Golden Globes, they're like, we'll do that instead. We have no dignity. Long story short, Barbie's going to win that probably because it made a ass load of money, and it's regarded as good for most people. So there's your winner for cinematic box office achievement. Probably Barbie, because it's not good enough to win real Best Picture awards. No offense. I like the movie, but let's just be honest. I know for sure they're doing 6 nominations per acting category, at least for the movie side. Bam. New layout. How do you like that? It always bothered me to do like this or this. So I created this one. I think it looks better. Yes? Am I tell me in the comments. Do you like this better? Because I do. I don't see that new category I was referring to in here. The TV side probably has the stand-up special one, I would assume. So let's just get into it with the Best Picture Drama. Alrighty then. So I probably will be lame for the most part and go with the top choices on most of these. The Golden Globes are pretty basic. They don't go too out of the box that often, and when they do, it's usually a miserable failure. So they usually play it safe. Like everyone else, I'll pick Oppenheimer and Killers of the Flower Moon for Best Picture Drama, no matter what. Those 2 are going to get in. Maestro seems very Golden Globey. I think it'll end up getting in at the Oscars. I don't think it's going to win Best Picture or anything, or even has a chance, to be honest. Past Lives. See, that's the nice thing about them separating it into 2 categories, is that it gives littler movies like Past Lives kind of a second chance to like show up at these award shows, because it was everyone's favorite movie earlier in the year, and then at this point, and nobody's talking about it anymore, so it'll get it back into the conversation, as it were. So I will probably do Anatomy of a Fall. I've heard nothing but great things. Honestly, I might just see, there's 6 here. There's 6 nominations here too. I don't know if Saltburn would get in. Killer. I liked The Killer. Saltburn just does not seem like a Golden Globes thing, but neither did Promising Young Woman, and that got in there everywhere. And it's the same filmmaker, Emerald Fennell. Napoleon, I've heard too many hit or miss thing. All of Us Strangers, I've heard is good. Origin, I haven't heard enough about. Same thing goes for Iron Claw. Zone of Interest might be a little too artsy fartsy for the Globes. I think I'll just be lame and do the Saltburn. Just following the crowd here on this one, I guess. We'll change it, I'm sure, eventually once I actually see some of these things. Best Film Actress Drama. There are 6 nomination slots yet again. I hear Carey Mulligan is fantastic as always in Maestro. It'll be nice for her to finally get nominated again and win potentially an Oscar, because she probably should have won for Promising Young Woman, at least according to most people. Lily Gladstone for Killers of the Flower Moon, definitely going to be getting in at the Globes, given the fact that it's split into 2 categories yet again. Sandra Hüller for Anatomy of a Fall. I've heard nothing but amazing things. Annette Bening for Naiad. That is on Netflix now. I need to watch that. Naiad. Greta Lee for Past Lives. Audrey Ellis is apparently very good in Origin. I haven't seen that yet. I heard Bike Riders is coming out next year. I saw something about it coming out in 2024, but maybe that was referring to wide release. Half these movies nobody's seen or heard of. I know of most of them, but that's about as confident as I can be. Yeah, Annette Bening's going to get in from what I've heard. If Past Lives is going to squeak into the Best Picture, I think Greta Lee should get in here. And Kaylee Spaney, I've heard is great in Priscilla. I've heard surprisingly good things about Priscilla. I don't know if enough people are talking about or seen Origin yet, but as always, once it comes out and people see it, it might do things. So I think for at the moment, like I always say, we change these 300 times before the actual nominations come out. Drama actor Cillian Murphy, absolutely. Bradley Cooper is definitely getting in for Maestro. He's a threat to win. I would like to see Bradley Cooper finally win an Oscar after getting nominated like 9 times in a row or 9 times period in various categories. He should have won for A Star Is Born over Freddie Mercury. I mean Rami Malek pretending to be Freddie Mercury. I thought that movie was terrible, and he was okay at best. Yeah. Leonardo DiCaprio for Killers of the Flower Moon. He will definitely get in here. The Globes love Leo much more than the Oscars do, and the Oscars like him well enough. But like I said, with the two categories, there's no way DiCaprio misses here. I think he might miss at the Oscars, unless that movie just dominates everywhere. Coleman Domingo for Rustin, I've heard is a strong, probably actor only nominee for that film, but he's a damn good actor that other actors really seem to respect as well. Andrew Scott. Yeah, Joaquin Phoenix and Adam Driver, I just don't see it happening. It would be cool if Zac Efron could sneak in for the Iron Claw. I haven't seen the film, but it'd be nice. Michael Fassbender is good in The Killer. I think it would be cool if he got nominated, but I doubt it will happen. Barry Cohen for Saltburn would be an interesting choice. I hear he's interesting in that film. Andrew Scott, he's a good TV/film actor who can get in and win in multiple categories. I just don't want to pick the top 6 again, but I might just end up I'm trying not to do that, and it's just not happening. There's just not a lot of good stuff to pick after the first 5 or 6, especially when you split it in half. That was going to be lame again. I like Barry Keoghan, so it'd be cool to see him get in. I'm going to go with TLU. I'm going to give him a chance. I'm going to take out Andrew Scott, put in Barry Keoghan, and TLU for Past Lives. And I'm going to use one of my 5 multiplier for points for that one. Because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Let's be honest. Comedy musical. Oh, yeah, Poor Things is comedy musical, but yeah, so that's getting in and winning, most likely. From what I've heard, at least. Barbie is getting in for sure. And then it'll win the illustrious You've Made the Most Money award that they give out, assuming they hold to that. Holdovers is getting in. That could win. American Fiction is definitely getting in. Color Purple, I've heard, is good, but it's like nothing special, I guess. Air is good. Yeah. Air's May December. Yeah, May December is a comedy, I guess. Who'd have thought? That's also on Netflix, which I'm very excited to see. It's like I want to see these movies in theaters, but I'm happy that I have the choice to at least stream them at home for a lot of these. It's hard to go to a theater every other day when you got a wife and kid, and your wife wants to see everything with you, and your kid can't see any of these movies. You know the struggle. But considering it's a comedy musical category, Color Purple will probably get in just based on the fact that it's like the only actual musical here. You could count Barbie, I guess, because there's a song number or two in there. And Air is a solid Globes movie. Like I could see that getting in for sure. May December, I think, would be more of an actress thing than a picture thing. And Air is who doesn't like Air? Like even if you don't love it, it's a solid movie. Little Mermaid. I'm just gonna scroll down here and see what else they have. Nothing I Can't Live Without. No Hard Feelings. Dream Scenario looks fun. I want to see that. Let me know if anyone's seen Dream Scenario with Nicolas Cage. Let me know how that is in the comics. It looks like a fun time at the films. All right. Comedy musical actress. Absolutely. Emma Stone is getting in and probably winning. Margot Robbie will get in at the Globes. I don't know if she'll get in at the Oscars, but at the Globes, I would be amazed if she didn't get in. Fantasia for The Color Purple, probably. At least at the Globes. Trying to see what else there is. I don't think people cared enough about The Little Mermaid to get Haley Bailey in. Halle Bailey. I think Natalie Portman would get in. Jennifer Lawrence is actually really funny in No Hard Feelings. I thought that movie was worth a watch at least. It was funny. They don't make comedies anymore, so it was nice to watch a comedy for once. You Hurt My Feelings with Julia Louis-Dreyfus. And she's great, and awards love her. So yeah, I'll go for her. I don't know if Jennifer Lawrence would get in for this. Like she's kind of 10 years ago, I'd say hell yeah, she'd get in for this regardless of whatever movie it is she's in. But now she's sort of like I won't want to say faded from the spotlight, but she's no longer the like star of the moment that she was 10 years ago. So I don't think she'd get the auto nomination based on the fact that she's just Jennifer Lawrence anymore. Yeah, I'm gonna be crazy and go with Abby Ryder because nothing else on here seems worthy of nominating. Honestly, the comedy musical category is very difficult sometimes. There's always like two or three like unquestionable nominees, and then the rest is like. Jeffrey Wright is getting in for Best Actor in a Musical Comedy. Paul Giamatti's getting in. One of those two guys is winning. I don't know which, but one of those two guys is winning. They even have equal odds. What about that? Matt Damon for Air. Nicolas Cage for Dream Scenario would be brilliant. I want to see that get in. If Timothy Chalamet gets in for Wonka, God help us. The movie just looks ungodly horrible. Matt Damon for Air. That's a solid Matt Damon performance. I wouldn't say much above that. I could see Joaquin Phoenix getting in for Beau's Afraid just because it's so weird and he's Joaquin Phoenix, and he probably has just as good of a shot getting in for this as he does for Napoleon. So why not? And it's an easier category to get into. Paul Dano for Dumb Money would be cool. Michael Fassbender. I haven't seen this Cassandra movie, but I like him as an actor. Gail Garcia Bernal. This is a hard category. I really don't want to put Timothée in there. I like him too. I just don't care about that movie. It's like why? Why? Unless I see it and he just like blows my mind, then I'll be like, okay, sorry, but zero interest at this point. And Willy Wonka is one of my all-time favorite movies. I'll put the Cassandra performance in just out of trusting the people on here. Theater camp. I might just go with Joaquin. Go with the crazy another 100-to-1 risk for shits and gigs. All right, supporting actress Divine Joy Randolph for The Holdovers is a strong potential winner from what I have heard. Emily Blunt will probably ride the coattails of Oppenheimer for her first Oscar nomination, which at least she'll have one. But you know, outside of the one scene that we all know that she's getting nominated for, I don't know if she deserves to get nominated. Danielle Brooks in The Color Purple, Tijard Bien. Jodie Foster, I hear, is amazing in Naiad. Will they nominate two Color Purples? I would actually like to see America Ferrera get nominated for Barbie. I thought she was the more interesting performance out of all of them. As weird as that sounds, probably. Julianne Moore for May December. I hear, yeah, you can't go wrong with her. Just to play the odds, I'll be lame and put both Color Purple ladies in there because at least one of them's probably going to get in. Let's be honest. Rosamund Pike for Saltburn is cool. Oh, Viola Davis in Air. Yeah. Why is she so? I'm surprised how far down she is. You know what? I might take out Julianne Moore and put in Viola Davis and see what happens. Who knows? All right, film supporting actor. This top five seems to be locked already, which is kind of weird. So you got Downey Jr. for Oppenheimer, which how awesome would that be if he won an Oscar finally? Mark Ruffalo for Poor Things, whom I love, and I hear he's hilarious in Poor Things. Ryan Gosling and Barbie, a revelation of comedy. Let's be honest. I don't know. I liked him. Robert De Niro is in Killers, and he's I hear pretty damn good. Like one of his best performances in a long time. Willem Dafoe for Poor Things as well. Got the Poor Things boys, and I've heard nothing but outstanding things about Charles Melton in May December. Like he steals the movie from Natalie Portman and Julianne Moore, from what I've heard. Glenn Howerton, I've heard is amazing in Blackberry. I haven't had a chance to watch that one. Paul Mescal's good. He got nominated for the Oscars last year. Got Coleman Domingo in there again. Peter Sarsgaard won Best Actor at what was it, Venice Film Festival? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's what it was. And he's 100-to-1 odds there. I would love to see him get in. John Majaro probably deserves to get in, but he's 100-to-1 odds. Ben Affleck in Air. Affleck was a fun performance in Air, but I don't know if he'd get in. Jeremy Allen White for the Iron Claw. I mean, he's hot shit right now, so you never know. But I think these are the five for the Oscars. It's like these five, and then the whoever else. But from what I've heard about Charles Melton made December, I think I'm going to go with him. There's several actors who could take that sixth slot. Film director, we have Nolan for Oppenheimer. Yes, this hopefully is his year and he can finally win his Oscar for directing Oppenheimer. That would be awesome. Versus Marty for Killers of the Flower Moon. Marty might win at the Globes. The Globes like Marty a lot more than the Oscars do, sadly. Yorgos Lanthimos is at least getting nominated for Poor Things, considering it's a Best Picture potential winner. Greta Gerwig for Barbie. I think she'll get into the Globes, especially with 6 nominations. Alexander Payne, I would say, is definitely the next best. They love to nominate Alexander Payne for directing here and the Oscars. Doesn't even matter for what. And I agree because he's an amazing director and writer. And then we got Celine Song for Past Lives, Bradley Cooper for Maestro. And then Anatomy of a Fall, Justine Triet. See, because the Golden Globes, they are what we call the star effers. So that makes me want to pick Bradley Cooper. But one of these two, oops, I clicked that. I didn't mean to. Celine Song and Justine Triet probably deserve it more. But I do hear that this is a better directed film than Star is Born from Bradley Cooper. And I thought Star is Born was perfectly fine. It was, very well directed. Nothing wrong with it. Jonathan Glazer is definitely a possibility for the zone of interest. American Fiction, if it's going to get in at the comedy picture and actor and most likely screenplay, then he's in the maybe pile for sure. David Fincher, I don't think would get nominated for The Killer, but I would be happy if he did. Todd Haynes for May December, he's always a maybe. Same with Affleck. Emerald Fennell for Saltburn. Yeah, this seems the most likely, which is why they're the top 6. Screenplay. See, here's where it's not 2 categories. The Golden Globe splits everything into 2 categories, except the one thing that really should be 2 categories, and that is screenplay. So Poor Things is an adapted screenplay, and that's definitely getting in here and at the Oscars. Oppenheimer is adapted as well as definitely getting in. Barbie, I'm still not 100% sure if it's adapted or original. I've heard both. I think it's going to be original, even though it's technically based on the toy line, but there's no story to adapt. It's literally just the characters. But when you have an original movie that is a sequel where the only thing that is adapted is the characters, like Toy Story 2 or something, for example, or Toy Story 3, it's considered adapted because it's adapted from the original film. So it's in that weird gray area. It's going to get nominated regardless of what category it's in, but it would have a better chance to win if it was an original, I think. That's just me. Holdovers is absolutely getting in. That's definitely an original screenplay nominee. Killers is adapted. That's definitely getting in. And American Fiction seems like the other. Yeah, these 6 are just like they're getting in at the Oscars, period, regardless of their categories. And then I think Past Lives will probably get in at the Oscars. If it gets anything, it'll probably get that screenplay nomination. Anatomy of a Fall, same goes for that. Maestro, maybe Maestro will get in at the Oscars and not in director. Who knows? Todd Haynes movies always seem to sneak in there. So May December. Musical screenplays usually don't get in. So Color Purple is less likely. But yeah, these 6 for the Globe seem too big to fail. It'd be nicer if I could like go to these festivals and actually see these movies, but God forbid, right? Animated feature, Into the Spider-Verse or Across the Spider-Verse. I just say Into the Spider-Verse out of habit. If that doesn't win, there's something wrong with the whole system. So that's going to get in and probably win. Boy and the Heron is probably going to get in based on its credibility. It's the Miyazaki movie, if I'm not mistaken. Elemental, it's a cute movie. It's good enough to get in. It's not going to win. Wish, I've heard hit and miss crap. Mario, I think will get into the Globes and maybe not at the Oscars, but I like Mario Brothers movie. It's exactly what it should be. I don't get the complaints with it. Chicken Run. I keep forgetting this movie exists, but awards love Chicken Run / Wallace and Gromit. Those guys, anything they make, they get nominated for. And the Turtles movie is really, really cool and deserves to get in more than another generic Disney movie like Wish. So I think Elemental would be the Disney movie to get in. They'll probably both get in, and I'll be wrong. Let's be honest. But I would like to see less Disney things and more non-Disney things get in because I'm sick of it, and so is everybody else. So let's go with those 6. Let's do the Spider-Man, Boy and the Heron, Elemental, Mario Brothers. Maybe I'll do a recap at the end here for everything. Okay, that is all of them. Here we go. So, best film drama. Maybe I'll switch it to the big old screen here so you can see. Skadoosh. So we have Oppenheimer, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Past Lives, Anatomy of a Fall, and Saltburn. For film drama actress, I have Carrie Mulligan, Lily Gladstone, Sandra Hüller for Anatomy of a Fall, Annette Bening for Naiad, Greta Lee for Past Lives, and Kaylee Spaney for Priscilla. Film drama actor, I have Cillian Murphy for Oppenheimer, Bradley Cooper for Maestro, Leo DiCaprio for Killers of the Flower Moon, Coleman Domingo for Rustin, Barry Keoghan for Saltburn, and Tiao Yu for Past Lives. He's my 100 to 1 shot, who I multiplied the points in hopes to get in. Who knows, right? Like I said, I'll probably change this the day before the nominations come out. Best film, musical, or comedy, I have Poor Things, Barbie, Holdovers, American Fiction, The Color Purple, and Air. Those six seem pretty likely. At least five of those six, I would say. Comedy musical actress, Emma Stone for Poor Things, Margot Robbie for Barbie, Fantasia Barrino for Color Purple, Natalie Portman for May December, Julia Louis-Dreyfus for You Hurt My Feelings, and Abby Ryder Forston for Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. This is why you don't need six nominations. The sixth one, I'm always like, oh, sure, why not? Throw some crap in there. No, not that movie specifically. Just like every one of these categories is always like 4 or 5 solid picks, and then the rest of them you're like, sure, that one. Best film, musical, or comedy actor: Jeffrey Wright for American Fiction, Paul Giamatti for The Holdovers, Nicolas Cage for Dream Scenario. That would be awesome if he got in. Any acting nomination for Nicolas Cage these days is fun. Matt Damon for Air, Gail Garcia Bernal for Cassandro, which I've heard about when it came out and I completely forgot about. And I put in Walking Phoenix at 100 to 1 odds for Beau is Afraid because it's a weird movie and he plays an entire lifespan of a character, and I don't know, it's an open enough category that damn near anything could get in, and he's obviously one of the best actors we have today, so why not him, right? And it's probably better than Napoleon. Best film supporting actress: Divine Joy Randolph for The Holdovers. I love her in Only Murders in the Building, so I'm hoping she gets in. That'd be great. Emily Blunt in Oppenheimer, Jodie Foster for Naiad, Danielle Brooks, The Color Purple, I always call it Taraji P. Henson, dyslexia apparently, The Color Purple, and Viola Davis for Air, who is all at 80 to 1 odds, which I'm surprised because, like, if anything in Air gets in at the Oscars, I think it'd be her. So I don't know. Excuse me. Film supporting actor: Robert Downey Jr. for Oppenheimer, Mark Ruffalo for Poor Things, Ryan Gosling for Barbie, Robert De Niro for Killers of the Flower Moon, Willem Dafoe for Poor Things again, and Charles Melton for May December. Film director, we have Christopher Nolan for Oppenheimer, Martin Scorsese for Killers of the Flower Moon, Yorgos Lanthimos for Poor Things, Greta Gerwig for Barbie, Alexander Payne for The Holdovers, and Bradley Cooper for Maestro. Almost done here, kids. Screenplay, we have Poor Things, Oppenheimer, Barbie, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, and American Fiction. Animated feature, I have Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, The Boy and the Heron, Elemental, the Super Mario Brothers movie, Chicken Run: Dawn of the Nugget, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Mutant Mayhem. So that is everything for the Golden Globe film nominations. I think I'll just keep it at that for today. Make separate videos for other shows. I got to make sure I do a prediction for the Critics' Choice Awards because those are always good. They're always better than the Golden Globes, at least as far as realistic Oscar choices. But the problem with the Critics' Choice is that they just kind of try to predict the Oscars as instead of going their own way for a lot of things. But their nominations usually have at least one or two interesting inclusions in there. Like they'll throw in an Adam Sandler for Uncut Gems kind of thing, where the Oscars will be a little too afraid to go there. So that's the best thing about the Critics' Choice Awards, other than, letting these awesome actors and actresses who can finally promote their films yet again to promote their films and their work. So happy award season, everybody. Once again, my name is Derek, the Convicted Cinephile. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Talk, shop, pop, movies.